So my name is Shivangi Sharan. I am 27 years old and I am an Indian.
So hi, my name is Filipe. I'm a Brazilian researcher.
So my name is Rimal Abid. I come from Lebanon.
Hi, my name is Jeffrey Paulo Perez. I'm from the Philippines.
Hello, I'm Kota from Japan.
So my research focuses on the deep ocean and its role in climate.
The color of snow is something which is very important for the Earth and for the Earth's climate.
And as you can see, there are two really different morphologies, and this can have an impact on how light interacts with the snow that is on the ground.
I study the icy moons, which are satellites that orbit the large planet in our solar system.
There is evidence that several planets and moons have reoriented significantly in their past.
So we work for a better determination of the position around the Earth.
By using hyperspectral satellite imagery, we intend to map some sediments and soil attributes.
I build digital elevation models and reconstruct precise and high-resolution topographies of volcanoes.
Trying to understand what type of processes occur before earthquakes is very important, for example, for the society.
And we do all this to better understand the nucleation of earthquakes. So how do earthquakes basically start?
Let me explain why we think that the education in outreach is so important.
Through social media, we hope to reach as many people as we can, irrespective of their nationality, of their race, of their gender, of their age. We just hope that we inspire as many people as we can.
Earth is a complex object to study, and it's very heterogeneous, very variable and very dynamic. So also research within these 8 associations which are combined together in IUGG cannot be, let's say, self-propelling within its own channel. It should interact, and associations are collaborating with each other. They are organizing their joint assemblies. They are organizing joint sessions at big IUGG assemblies, and that's the way to go.
Geoscience Connections leads you through a fascinating journey through the Earth's history. The timeline starts from the formation of our planet and across billions of years when humans became Earth's inhabitants. On the one hand, the intelligent human brain allowed for the development of technologies and a complex society. On the other hand, humans have participated in the uncontrolled exploitation of our natural resources and are thought to have caused many problems to other living beings on our planet. IUGG geoscientists help us to understand Earth processes, bring us hope for the problems humanity faces, and solutions to a more sustainable Earth.
As the elephants say, I'm living in a great big way. I've got a handful of nothing, but I was like a horse. Yes, I'm doing okay. I'm living in a great big way. I'm the salt of the ocean. I'm the sun in the sky. I drank the rose of that. I'm the living all alone. I got a snap of my fingers.
thanks to Katia Pinheiro for the beautiful video, and the Swingin' Hermelins for music that recalls the vibrant 1920s in Berlin. Good evening, guten Abend, and since French is an official language of the IUGG, bonsoir, esteemed guests. It is my great pleasure to welcome you to the 28th General Assembly of the International Union for Geodesy and Geophysics. My name is Monique Koglich, and I am based at the Fraunhofer Institute for Telecommunications, also known as Heinrich Hertz Institute, and I also chair a focus group at the United Nations on AI for natural disaster management. So when I was asked to moderate this opening ceremony, the first thought that came to mind was, do I want to moderate an event where I don't need to worry about things like political correctness or diplomacy? Yes, please. So if you can tolerate my humor, my own version of the Berliner Schnauze, I can promise you an engaging opening ceremony that sets the stage for a tremendous conference providing science, discovery, and exchange. Now that you know something about me, I'd like to know something about you. You might have noticed that Berlin does not have direct access to an ocean. Sorry, Apso. It does not have any active volcanoes or fault lines. Oops, Javce and Jaspe. Or anything remotely cryospheric except for a very expensive skin treatment on the Kurfürstendamm, but I don't think that's what Jax is after. At least, however, Berlin does have weather, water, and gravity. So go nuts, Yamas, Yas, and IAG. Jokes aside, I actually am curious to hear what brings you to the IUGG in Berlin. So please, click on the QR code and follow the link to give your 2 cents. Why are you attending the IUGG? Is it to share your newest research and learn about the research of your peers? Is it to expand and nurture your network? Or is it to find new career opportunities? If so, you should contact me. Finally, is it to discover Berlin? So, I can see some people are awake. Okay, this looks good. And don't worry, it's anonymous, so your boss will not know if your real reason to come here is to party like the Muppets. Ooh, all right. A lot of people are here for science. Putting together an IUGG General Assembly is no small feat, particularly in a city that's known for being low-key relaxed and sometimes even a little bit chaotic. So a huge congratulations goes to the local organizing committee, and I would like to invite its chair, Professor Harald Schue, to provide his opening remarks. Please join me in welcoming Professor Schue to the stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues and friends, it's a great pleasure for me to welcome you here on behalf of the local organizing committee in Berlin to the 28th General Assembly of the IUGG. My name is Harald Schue, I'm chair of the local organizing committee, and these are the members of the local organizing committee, 15 people from 8 German institutions, 6 of them from GFZ, the German Research Center for Geosciences, which is the main organizer, together with colleagues from BGR in Hanover, BKG in Frankfurt, DLR, the German Space Agency, and also the universities here from Berlin and also University of Potsdam. And let me give you first a few numbers, some statistics. So far, as of yesterday, we had almost 5,000 participants, and this has been a kind of dream to cross the 5,000 barrier, and I'm sure we're going to make it in the next few days. Business meetings So far we have 129 and more to come. I guess at the end there will be between 150 and 200 business meetings, and it's one of the main reasons to gather here and to meet with colleagues and to meet your colleagues and friends here in splinter meetings and any kind of board meetings, committee meetings. And this was also the reason, the background of our slogan, probably you have seen it, Together Again for Geoscience. And the background, of course, is that we are so glad after almost 4 years of gap, of a period of where meeting was not possible, to see here again and face-to-face, see you again in person. Travel grants were provided 300 to more than 300 people. The fees were waived to almost 400 people. Together, this corresponds to almost 400,000 euros. And almost all of these grants were given to young PhD students, early career scientists from developing and emerging countries. The local organizing committee had 23 sessions, so we tried our best in the last 4 years. We also could hire 150 volunteers, and you have seen these enthusiastic young people with a green t-shirt. All of them are students, master students or PhD students in geosciences. 13 of them got a full-time contract. We also sent out 1,700 invitation letters. 400 I had to sign by hand, personally on paper, which was a quite tough job. And hopefully all invitation letters were successful and people could arrive. There are several special events during the General Assembly. We have several events dedicated to early career scientists. For instance, on Friday tomorrow evening, there's going to be a summer get-together for early career scientists organized by Geo.X, which is the consortium here in Berlin-Brandenburg, consortium of geoscience institutions from universities and also the GFZ. There is an early career scientist social on Saturday at 6:30, and one of the lunchtime sessions with the big themes is dedicated to early career scientists and their perspectives. That's going to be on Sunday, 12:15. Public days, and that's also interesting because it allows free admission to the exhibition, Hall B, free of charge, from tomorrow till Sunday, where you can people can visit and see the exhibitors and meet with colleagues. So please also inform your colleagues to come on the weekend and just visit the exhibition. And there were and are numerous field trips and tours organized. I was informed that almost all of them are sold out. Still, there are some free tickets not free tickets, but tickets available for the touristic city tour. But it's always worth to ask whether there were some cancellations, and maybe you can jump in the last minute. Related events in connection with the General Assembly, there were several training courses, international summer schools at GFZ in Potsdam or other places, and there are a lot of additional visits of GFZ and the other geoscientific organizations in Berlin-Brandenburg. Thanks go to the German National Committee for Geodesy and Geophysics, which brought this conference to Germany and asked the GFZ to become the main host and organizer of the conference, together with BGR, BKG, Helmholtz, Geo.X, Geomar, and Alfred Wegener Institute as co-organizers. We have 37 exhibitors, 15 sponsors, LOC members I already mentioned. The scientific program committee was chaired by Jürgen Müller, and he will present more information, provide more information to all of the scientific sessions. And my thanks also go to our professional congress organizer, the company CIN from Prague, which has been doing a great job so far, and I'm sure this will continue and we will have a successful meeting until next week on Thursday. And that's a slide with the sponsors. We have silver sponsors, bronze sponsors, sponsors of the conference. Also the DFG, the German Research Foundation, provided additional 70,000 euros for grants for young scientists. And with this, I wish you a very warm welcome to all participants and a successful conference. Thank you very much.
Many thanks, Professor Xu. So, the IUGG was established in 1919, which is about the same time that Berlin won their last Bundesliga soccer title. Ugh. Since then, the IUGG has survived world wars, pandemics, and even its first female president. Thank you. In all seriousness, Professor Kathy Whaler has brought stability to the IUGG community during some of its most challenging years. In addition, she has enhanced North-South dialogues and supported diversity. Please join me in welcoming Professor Kathy Whaler, IUGG President and Great Sport, to the stage.
Many thanks, Monique. Distinguished guests, delegates, ladies and gentlemen. I'd first like to start off by thanking all of those who've made this possible in many days when we thought it just could not possibly happen. The LOC, the Scientific Programme Committee, our professional conference organisers, all the volunteers, all the people in the associations and everybody that allows us to meet here today. These are and have been times of momentous change for all of us, especially in the short time since the last General Assembly in Montreal. Certainly my presidency hasn't been the one I expected and anticipated. I'm briefly going to interject a somber note to proceedings. Over the last 4 years, since I began my presidency, many people have lost their lives and livelihoods to the pandemic, armed conflicts, and I don't just mean in Ukraine, and the disastrous effects of climate change, both pernicious and extreme events. Let's just take a moment to reflect and remember. Thank you. But now we look forward as we gather here in the great city of Berlin at this excellent venue. This General Assembly is already groundbreaking. Howard's just given us the numbers, but this is a record number of participants at a General Assembly. As well as the usual symposia covering the full range of IUGG science, be that at association, jointly, or union level, we have new types of discourse with our lunchtime big themes, examination of societal issues and the impact our science is making. And of course, a wonderful lineup of union and gold medal lectures. Talking of our big themes, we didn't deliberately restrict the amount of seating near the lunch food trucks to get you to take your lunch into them, but of course you're very welcome to. From the programme, I also see, and Harold has outlined, a wide range of other events, both business and social. By the way, it's great to hear that many of the association dinners have sold out. Through all of these activities, we can once again enjoy and reap the value of formal and informal interactions with colleagues from around the world, echoing the theme of this meeting, Together Again for Geosciences. Many of us carefully consider our carbon footprint in both our personal and professional lives, and IUGG has previously passed a resolution on this matter. In my travels as president, when practical, I've taken the train to meetings or chosen flights that did not involve a stopover, even if it means a more convoluted journey, and used local public transportation or even walking rather than take a taxi. In consideration of all those air miles that have enabled us to gather in Berlin, let's make sure that we make every second we're here count. With this, I welcome you all to this 28th General Assembly and wish you a successful and productive meeting. Thank you.
Many thanks, Professor Whaler. For those of you who are new to the Berlin-Brandenburg region, I hope that you can visit some of the incredible institutes doing geoscience research. In fact, a famous scientific output from the GFZ is a visualization of the Earth's gravity field. Here's a pop quiz. What is the visualization known as? It seems that this technical problem extends to my quizzes too. All right, we'll do a show of hands. Is it a Potsdam pickle? Potsdam potato? Or a Potsdam pineapple? Okay. Well, luckily, I believe we have the scientific executive director of the GFZ, Professor Susanna Bauter, on site to clarify things. Please help me welcome Professor Bauter to the stage.
Now, I could not see the show of hands, so I don't know what you chose, the pickle or the potato or the pineapple, but I can reveal it's the potato. So, dear colleagues, dear Cathy, as president of the IUGG, dear Harald, as chair of the local organizing committee, dear all, it's a real privilege to be here and welcome you to the IUGG General Assembly. And working as a geoscientist and now also as scientific director of the GFZ, I actually have a number of privileges. And they include getting to work on highly relevant and exciting topics and talking about these topics with scientists like you, but also media and citizens and politicians. And in doing this, such topics, they bring expectations, but sometimes also conflicts. And these are topics that often have to do with our subsurface, fracking or mining or storage of CO2, effects of climate change. But these themes are urgent and they're highly relevant to our societies. They relate to big challenges that we're facing, the climate crisis, the use of our resources. And underlying questions that we are asked as geoscientists when we work on themes like this are worries. Worries about the future, our future lifestyle, how we treat our planet. And as scientists, do we phrase only facts or also opinions? So we may also be asked how we conduct our science and how we choose the topics that we work on. So for all this, we need to be diverse in our perspectives. We need input from different cultures, from different backgrounds, from different mindsets. We also need this so we can attract talents, regardless of their heritage or their gender or their socioeconomic status. And only then can we identify topics and solutions that would fit the needs of different people and societies. So the IUGG General Assembly, and we've all seen the numbers, a good 5,000 participants from all over the world. The IUGG showcases such a multitude of perspectives, the multitude of perspectives that we need to provide solutions. And as scientific director of the GFZ, the German Research Center for Geosciences, I am proud and also grateful that the IUGG has chosen Berlin as the venue for its General Assembly. We also established, you've seen the local organizing committee at GFZ, and GFZ has hosted the IUGG Secretariat already since 2013. Now the GFZ, we would like to think, is the go-to place for all questions in Germany related to solid Earth. A few months ago, we started the strategy process. Don't worry, I'm not going to bore you with details of our strategy process, but we came up with an overarching question. What makes Earth a habitable planet? And I would like to give you a glimpse of the different aspects of this question that we tackle at GFZ. We take the pulse of our planet, we monitor it as closely as we can, we drill deep to look into the geological past, and we see Earth as a system of interconnected spheres that also interact with each other. The atmosphere, the hydrosphere, the cryosphere, geosphere, biosphere, but also the anthroposphere. We should ask, what does habitable really mean? Is it habitable for us, the current generation, or also habitable for future generations? And is it habitable for humans or habitable also for plants and animals? And habitable Earth or habitable other planets? So were other planets habitable ones? And what do we actually aim for when we explore other planets? There's many questions I could ask. I'm not going to answer them. Instead, I'm going to look for answers from you, the geoscience community. And I think there's no better place to start looking for answers to such questions as here at the IUGG General Assembly. It's an event like this that our communities meet, that we meet in person, where we can reinforce connections, where we can build new networks. Bringing science forward and also hopefully starting to answer some of the endless many questions in geodesy and geophysics. So I would like to thank the local organizing committee in particular for their enormous effort in putting this conference together. I would like to include all the people in the background. You've seen the green t-shirts, but there's many more people who have done a tremendous amount of work to make this conference possible. I would also like to thank our partners in the IUGG German National Committee, and of course our friends with their staff at the exhibition. So welcome, thank you to all, and I wish you a wonderful conference.
Many thanks, Professor Bowder. But the anticipation is killing me. Which is it? It's a potato. It's a potato, okay. So, the next presentation, I'm afraid to say, is also recording. But we're optimists here, right? Despite all of the doom that's facing us. Here's hoping that the welcoming address from Sir Peter Gluckman, President of the International Science Council, works.
As President of the International Science Council, I'm very sorry I cannot be with you at your meeting in Berlin. The IUGG, of course, is much older than the ISC, as in fact one of the founder members of ICSU, one of the predecessors of the ISC. There's a lot I want to learn from how the IUGG evolved, because after all, just like the ISC, it's an umbrella organisation comprised of a number of other bodies that of course serve the function of advancing science, in your case, focusing on earth science and space science. Science which is so important as we face the issues of the Anthropocene, of climate change, biodiversity loss, ocean degradation. And earth and space science are critical, not on their own, but in conjunction with other natural and social sciences to advancing the human condition through both basic and applied science. It's critical that we as the scientific community think about how we work together across disciplines, across countries, across cultures, and with society and with the policy community. And of course, that's why the International Science Council was formed 5 years ago, integrating the natural and social sciences and the normative humanities in a single organisation which could have a much stronger global voice. But a voice is no good if it's not listened to. And so a part of the ISC's strategy has to be to improve the voice of science by improving the listening to it by various bodies, governments, the multilateral system, the private sector, civil society. And that's informing our strategic plan in so many ways. The ISC is clear in its mission to advance the voice of science with the multilateral community, to help our members have a more effective voice, either through their disciplinary bodies or through the national members, to focus on how science will enhance and change over time. Science itself is evolving. We've seen the emergence of multidisciplinary science, of transdisciplinarity, as you'll see in a recent report, changing nature of research assessment and so forth. And with these rapid changes happening, the ISC's chosen to form a Centre for Science Futures, based in Paris but networked beyond and out, to help us think ahead over what are the issues that the science community will confront as the role of science in society changes, expectations change, and one area which is particularly concerning to me is the changed trust in science which has happened in a world of disinformation. In that context, the Committee of Freedom and Responsibility of Science remains critically important, but that's primarily focused on the trustworthiness of science. I think the bigger challenge, and one which the ISC is just starting to grapple with, is what do we do to enhance the trustworthiness of science as perceived by public and policymakers alike. I do not need to rehearse all the issues of sustainability with which you, as the part of the scientific community, are intimately involved in and have a critical role to play moving ahead. But the ISC, as your voice, has a critical role to play in persuading the multilateral system where and how science can be better used. To that extent, we've launched a presence in New York so we can have a much more effective engagement with member states, both individually and collectively, in promoting the use of science and how decisions are made in the multilateral system. IUGG stands out as a very, very important part of the ISC family, and its wisdom is important to us. Umbrella organisations are complex. We're finding that in establishing the ISC, and yet IUGG has shown how successful it can be as an umbrella organisation. You're, of course, about 20 times older than the ISC is, and so there's a lot I would like to learn from you. I wish you well with your meeting, and I look forward to further engagement with both your board and your members over the coming times. Best wishes from the ISC.
Many thanks, Sarah Gluckman. As revealed by the survey, most of you are actually here for the science. So I would like to invite Professor Jürgen Müller, the chair of the Scientific Program Committee, to share some of the highlights of the program.
Okay, also warm welcome on behalf of the Scientific Program Committee. My name is Jürgen Müller. I was the chair of this program committee, but in real life I'm a geodesist. Okay, so what you see here is the name of the 8 SGs of the 8 associations, and they worked hard for 3 years to create this fantastic program that you can enjoy during these 10 days. And I can say I was less a chair, more a moderator, because there are so many individual interests of the 8 associations. But at the end, somehow we made it and created this program. Maybe also a general remark. An IUGG General Assembly is not 8 association meetings on one location at the same time. It is more. It is more than the sum of the single pieces. It is really a joint endeavor to achieve an added value for the geosciences and for the geoscience community. Okay, you already have seen, and this is an old number, the participants, and I've heard today we already have more than 5,000 registered people. We have had more than 5,000 abstracts, and we have formed about 138 symposia in total, and amongst them are 50 in the association symposia. This is 36%, the biggest number in the association symposia, or the biggest ratio that we ever had. And this underlines that it's an interdisciplinary joint endeavor and not single association meetings. We have oral sessions, many parallel sessions. It's a weekend, we have up to 28 parallel sessions. In addition, 166 poster sessions. And again, in addition, the union lectures, the big debates, and many more activities. And the scientific program, as you can imagine, covers a full spectrum of geodetic and geophysical research. That means from observation, from data analysis, from modeling, interpretation, and applications, just to learn more about the various processes, interacting processes of our complex system Earth. These sessions are run by 684 conveners, and we have invited speakers, 380, and 380 out of 5,000 means it's a good mix of experts and newcomers. And what we also tried to establish or to realize is 70% of, we did it, 70% of oral presentations, because one of our goals was to give the scientists a platform to present their research on stage after 3 years of many restrictions in the pandemic. And 30% a process, also quite a good number. And it's close to the exhibition area, and I have seen it's very active. The oral sessions, a lot of traffic in the oral and the poster sessions. Some more numbers or some more statistics on the participants. We have 1,000, maybe the number may have changed, 1,268 early career scientists and PhD students. Also, this is the highest number we ever had at these IUGG General Assemblies. They come from 57 countries. In total, we have participants from 107 countries. And the distribution, the continental distribution is shown here. Half of the participants come from Europe, a quarter from Asia, and a quarter from the other continents. So we are quite happy, and also this is a sign we are not only young, so IUGG is not only young, but also global and international with all their activities. And to end my introductory words, I also want to thank Harald Schur. We have had close contact, Harald Schur from GFZ as head of the LOC, but also the IUGG office, which luckily is also hosted by GFZ in Potsdam. And I want to name Franz Kuglic and Alex Rudloff, who really supported a lot to create this program. And to make it running, we have our professional congress organizer, Harald Schuh already mentioned it, from Prague, and we are happy that they're doing so much supporting work. And many more, I can not mention everybody. So now I wish you a successful IHG General Assembly with excellent science, with good networking, with a lot of new contacts. So let's get it started, and many thanks on behalf of the Scientific Program Committee.
Many thanks, Professor Müller. Since we did manage to watch the recording of Sir Gluckman, I suggest that we see if the recording from Herr Brandenburg is available.
Sehr geehrte Frau Professorin Weyler, sehr geehrte Frau Professorin Bauter, sehr geehrte Wissenschaftlerinnen und Wissenschaftler, meine werten Damen und Herren. Ich freue mich sehr, dass die Generalversammlung der Internationalen Union für Geodäsie und Geophysik nach 40 Jahren wieder in Deutschland stattfindet. Berlin ist mit seinen Universitäten, Kunst- und Fachhochschulen sowie zahlreichen außeruniversitären Forschungseinrichtungen ein idealer Austragungsort, um den interdisziplinären und internationalen wissenschaftlichen Austausch zu fördern. Ich ermuntere Sie daher, setzen Sie mit Ihren Vorträgen und Ideen neue Impulse. Erarbeiten Sie Lösungsvorschläge, die uns allen zugutekommen werden. Einer der weltweit bedeutendsten Geowissenschaftlertagungen nach Berlin zu holen, war dem Bundesministerium für Bildung und Forschung ein großes Anliegen und wurde von uns nachdrücklich unterstützt. Frau Bundesministerin Stark-Watzinger schätzt und fördert die geo- und naturwissenschaftliche Forschung in hohem Maße. Den Geowissenschaften kommt durch die Beobachtung von Veränderungen in den unterschiedlichen Sphären unseres Planeten eine enorme Bedeutung zu. In den kommenden Tagen werden zahlreiche Wissenschaftlerinnen und Wissenschaftler, also Sie alle, das Wissen zu ganz unterschiedlichen Vorgängen präsentieren. Sei es im Erdinneren, an der Erdoberfläche, im Meer oder in den Polarregionen und Gletschern. Sie werden Ergebnisse und Daten austauschen. Sie widmen sich dabei drängenden Fragen, beispielsweise zur nachhaltigen Energieversorgung, dem Schutz vor Naturgefahren, der Sicherung der Rohstoffversorgung oder sie entwickeln Maßnahmen gegen den Klimawandel. Ihre wissenschaftlichen Leistungen und Erkenntnisse sind für uns von unschätzbarem Wert. Wir im Bundesministerium für Bildung und Forschung möchten neue Impulse für die Wissenschafts- und Forschungslandschaft setzen. In Deutschland, aber auch weltweit. Wir fördern deshalb innovative Ideen und technische Innovationen. Und zudem sind nationale, europäische und außereuropäische Kooperationen unerlässlich, um gemeinschaftlich den zuvor genannten Herausforderungen zu begegnen. Wissenschaft und Innovationen sind der Schlüssel für kreative Ideen, die dazu beitragen, die lokalen und regionalen, aber auch die globalen Herausforderungen unserer Zeit anzugehen. Die Wissenschaft liefert Handlungswissen, überwindet Hindernisse und beantwortet Fragen. Sie schafft Brücken zwischen Gesellschaft, Wissenschaft und Politik und ist ein verlässlicher Kompass in die Zukunft. Die jüngste Vergangenheit zeigt uns stärker denn je, wie vulnerabel unsere Gesellschaft sein kann und wie dringend Lösungen und Innovationen benötigt werden. Nur mit Hilfe von Wissen und Expertise, technologieoffenen Ansätzen und daraus folgenden Innovationen sowie einem effizienten Daten- und Informationsaustausch können wir die Herausforderungen überwinden. Nur so kann eine nachhaltige Energie- und Rohstoffversorgung gesichert, die Auswirkungen von Naturkatastrophen minimiert und der Klimawandel effektiv bekämpft werden. Das Programm Ihrer Tagung verdeutlicht, wie wichtig die interdisziplinäre Erdsystemforschung ist. Die Vernetzung, die Aufarbeitung und die Zusammenführung von Daten ist dabei unerlässlich für einen Wissens- und Technologietransfer in Politik, Wissenschaft und Gesellschaft. Ich wünsche Ihnen allen viele interessante Vorträge und Gespräche und uns allen eine erfolgreiche, ideenreiche Konferenz. Vielen Dank.
Ja. Herzlichen Dank, Herr Brandenburg. I think we all need to move a little bit, so I suggest we get our toes tapping and hear some more music from the band.
Thank you.
You blow through here, yeah, the music goes round and around, oh, and it comes out here. Now you push the outward down, yeah, the music goes round and around, oh, and it comes out. Now push the middle up down, yeah, the music goes round and around, below, video, listen to the jazz come out. Push the middle up down, yeah, the music goes round and around, below, 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 video, listen to the jazz come out. Push the out up down, yeah, the music goes round and around, oh, and it comes out here.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. The music goes round and around. This song means a lot to us because when the pandemic started, we have decided to start a daily broadcast on Facebook, on Instagram, and YouTube, because we felt we cannot sit at home getting angry or depressed. Instead, we just continued performing the music we love so much. Swing music from the 1930s. So far, we have reached 950 broadcasts. And we are the Swingin' Hermans, actually a small department of the Swingin' Hermans. Malte Tönnissen on bass, and Daniel Duspiva on drums. And this young gentleman is my son, David. And David got a sister. It's time for you to know. Well, this is Rachel Hermlin, our swinging sweetheart, and she's going to sing another song. A song that has been produced by Benny Goodman and his orchestra in the 1930s. I fell in love with Benny Goodman when I was 4 years old. It never changed. This song is called You've Got Me in Between the Devil and the Deep Blue Sea.
I don't want you, but I hate to lose you. You've got me in between, you're the devil and the deep blue sea. Oh, I forgive you, 'cause I can't forget you. You've got me in between, you're the devil and the deep blue sea. I ought to cross you off my list, but when you come knocking at my door, fate seems to give my heart a twist, but I can run and beg for more. I should hate you, well I guess I love you. You've got me in between, my darling. Rain seems to give my heart a twist, but I can run and make no more. I should hate you, well I guess I love you. You've got me in between, oh the devil and the deep blue sea.
Well, I think we all got woken up again by that. So thanks very much for the music, guys. Like the Summer Olympics, the IUG General Assembly happens every 4 years. And as an 8-day scientific event, it certainly tests the limits of your mind and body. Unlike the Summer Olympics, however, only one person will leave with a gold medal. Luckily, the IUGG has a whole repertoire of other awards to recognize scientific excellence and a commitment to the union. To open the awards ceremony, I would like to welcome Dr. Alexander Rudloff, IUGG Secretary General, to the stage.
Is that working? Yes, now it works. Thank you, Monique, first of all. I would like to join this welcome awards, and first of all, let me apologize for the technical hiccups we had in the beginning, but as usual, we fixed them. With this, I would love to introduce the IUGG Awards, and, well, since I can think of the award ceremony is a vital part and embedded into the opening ceremony. So IUGG has 3 awards to be given on suggestions by the community, which is the Gold Medal. It is the highest honor of the IUGG to award an Earth and space scientist for outstanding contributions to geodesy and geophysics and for unselfish international cooperation in research. We will come back to this later. This is the one medal only. We have fellowships to be given as a tribute to individuals who have made exceptional contributions to international cooperation in geodesy or geophysics and attained eminence in the field of earth and space sciences. And finally, we have Early Career Scientists Awards. This award honors early career scientists for their outstanding research in earth and space sciences and for their international research cooperation. And before we now dive into the ceremony, which we will have in the reversed order, I invite our President-elect Chris Reisers from Sydney on stage while I go on the other side. Glad you managed. All right. So we have now sort of a dual career job, Chris and me. I'm going to call up our awardees, and while I find my place here on stage between this music zoo, Chris, I invite you to join us on stage, and Chris is going to read the citation. So Monique, will you, or who's going to do? I would love to see the slides on my screen, which would make it easier. I thought this was the reason why I have a monitor here. Okay, and I will start with Mohd Farooq Azam. He's from the Indian Institute of Technology, Indore, India. Please join me on stage.
The citation rewards his efforts to raise Indian glaciology to international levels for his boundless interest in Himalayan glacial hydrology, leading to reference review articles and long-term glacial monitoring. So congratulations.
Okay. So next one I would love to call up is, at least from my script, Jana Börner. She's from Freiburg, Saxony, Academy of Mining and Technical University. Congrats, Jana.
Congratulations. And I'd just like to read the citation. Of course, it's for Jana's contributions to electromagnetic geophysics and laboratory-based petrophysics for understanding complex environments and reactive systems. So we have something for you to take home.
Congratulations, Don. And we continue. With Jayashree Bulusu from India, from the Indian Institute of Geomagnetism. Congratulations.
Jayashree has earned this reward for her path-breaking contributions to understanding low-latitude phenomena in the magnetosphere.
Next in line is Tarsilo Rijona from the University of Alaska Fairbanks, USA.
So Jose has earned this reward for his pioneering and innovative approaches for studying the degassing and eruptive behavior of volcanoes by combining remote sensing, numerical modeling and machine learning.
Natalia, you're on your way. Thank you, because you've been the only one I didn't pick that earlier. Natalia Gomez from McGill University, Canada. Congratulations.
So Natalia has won this award for her seminal contributions to our understanding of the connections between the cryosphere and sea level change at the border of geophysical and climate sciences.
Next in line is Patrick Hupe from the Federal Institute for Geosciences, Natural Resources, BGR, Hanover, Germany. Congratulations, Glückwunsch.
Now, Patrick has won this award for his transdisciplinary work, which bridges meteorology, acoustics, and seismology, which lays the foundations for future research in this field.
We have now Cristina Caramperillo from the University of Hawaii, US. Congratulations.
So this is for Christina's contributions to understanding El Nino, spatial temporal diversity, and associated impacts, from paleoclimate to modern times through multidisciplinary international collaborations.
We continue in a minute, no, less, 20 seconds, with Qingjing Li from Wuhan University, China.
He has made innovative contributions in improving GNSS precise positioning and orbit determination, significantly extending the high-precision GNSS applications in geoscience, which is really close to my heart.
And our last awardee in presence is Nori Nagata from the Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory and Massachusetts Institute of Technology, US. There you go. Congratulations.
So Nori has carried out innovative research using seismic ambient noise by pioneering a high-resolution body wave tomography and finding time-lapse changes of subsurface elastic parameters.
Thank you. Johann Gaume from the Federal Institute of Technology, ETH Switzerland, had to leave earlier than expected, so he received his award this morning, I guess. And with this, we conclude the 10 Early Career Scientists Award of this quadrennial. I would like to continue now with the fellows. Yes, next slide. And IUGG has awarded 5 fellows in total. 3 of them are present, and I would love to call the first one on stage, which is, well, I could go for my cards, but I think you manage with the slides. Okay, I simply go with my cards, but I just have, yes, here we go. So it's Toshiyuki Hibiya from the University of Tokyo, Japan. Congratulations.
Satoshi is a global leader in the production of ocean turbulence. Well, I'm not sure about that is the correct term, but global leader in the development of tools for the production of ocean turbulence by the internal tide and the parameterization of mixing in ocean and climate models.
The next one is Makoto Taniguchi from the Research Institute for Humanity and Nature, Japan. Congratulations.
Makoto was elected a Fellow for Outstanding International Contributions to Environmental Geosciences, especially groundwater hydrology, strongly linking with global climate and environmental changes.
And the last in line for today is Peter Teunissen from the Delft University of Technology, Netherlands. Peter, congratulations.
Peter's made exceptional contributions and provided international leadership in the geodetic sciences, satellite positioning and navigation.
you. And, well, the two more fellows are unfortunately not available in presence. So it's Antonio Busalacci from the University Corporation for Atmospheric Research in the US. Chris, would you read the citation? For exceptional contributions and international leadership in the geodetic sciences, satellite positioning and navigation.
Wrong.
Well, good. And then there should have been another one. Yes, Paolo Papale from the National Institute of Geophysics and Volcanology, located Pisa, Italy. So we leave it as it is. Okay. Thank you, Chris, for joining me on stage. And now we come to the next award, which is the one and only already mentioned. It's IUGG's gold medal, and I would love to have our president, Kathy Weiler, to join me on stage. Can we have a, no, the music is a different story then. Okay, Kathy, thanks for joining me. And for the third time in the history of the IUGG, the gold medal is awarded to Valérie Masson-Delmotte. Laboratoire des sciences du climat et de l'environnement, LSCC, France. I would love to you do it.
Okay, so Valerie is awarded the gold medal for her leading role in deep ice core climate record projects, unravelling isotope deposition on polar snow, and for her outstanding contributions to increasing society's awareness of climate change.
This is a huge honor, and I would like to express my gratitude to my host laboratory and colleagues, to all my colleagues in the field of ice core science in many countries, and to all those who have contributed publications assessed in the 2021 IPCC report, to the 234 authors, 600 contributors, almost 2,000 reviewers, and numerous chapter scientists amongst early career scientists. And I would like to invite you to join me for my medal lecture on Saturday, where I would like to reflect on how advances in the physical science basis of climate change, understanding how the climate system operates, building on multiple lines of evidence, insights from past climates, from process-based understanding, from advances in observations and modeling, and climate services, have already allowed to empower transformations and will continue to do so, building on lessons learned from the IPCC 6th assessment report and developing recommendations for the next cycle, which will start by the last week of July this year. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Valérie. And you already spoiled your lecture on Saturday, and I'm glad to have you on the panel with a big team on international frameworks on Saturday, 12:15. And with this, we close the award ceremony. Back to you, Monique. And by the way, it's a great pleasure that Clara and you allow us to share funds with the IUGG and the family. Thanks.
A round of applause to those who received an accolade. To close, I would like to share a quote from a famous Berliner, Alexander von Humboldt. Collaboration operates through a process in which the successful intellectual achievements of one person arouse the intellectual passions and enthusiasm of others. In other words, when we leave here and head to the welcome reception in Hall B, Level 2, I hope that you enjoy each other's company and find inspiration from each other. In the interim, please enjoy a final piece of music from our live entertainment. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Shame is let me explain. By mir bist du shame means that you're grand. Oh, by mir bist du shame. No, again I'll explain. It means you're the fairest in the land. I could say Bella, Bella, even say wunderbar. Each language only helps me tell you how grand you are. You understand.
Fingers crossed.